guys, Josh here, and if you're like me, you're probably still trying to catch up on all of the cozy games that released last month, but game developers are not slowing down and there's a lot more coming in November. So in this video, I'll be covering all of the cozy games releasing next month. I hope this will help you decide which ones you want to pick up, but we have a lot to talk about, so let's just get into it. The first game is My Time at Sandrock. This one has been in early access since May 2022 on Steam. Then it was supposed to have a full release for PC and all consoles on September 26th, but it has been delayed to November 2nd. I think most of you are probably familiar with this game by now. It is a sequel to My Time at Palia. You're a builder who crafts a bunch of things in order to restore the town you just moved to. There's also farming, combat, relationships, a pretty good story and characters, and everything takes place in a desert, which makes for environments we don't often see in these types of games. I do have a video on my first impressions of the early access. That was a while ago, but feel free to check that out if you'd like to know more about this game. I'm really excited for the full release. It's been a long wait, and I think a lot of us are maybe a little bit anxious as to how the Switch version specifically will perform, but we will get to find out in about 2 weeks from now. One day later, on November 3rd, we'll get to play Fashion Dreamer on the Nintendo Switch. Developed by Sofia, who made the style-savvy games that were on the DS and 3DS, Fashion Dreamer lets you become a fashion influencer. You're gonna be walking around 4 different futuristic areas called cocoons and meeting characters that you will have to coordinate outfits for based on their demands. You'll also be able to create up to 4 characters that you can play as well as unique pieces of clothing by selecting over 1,400 patterns and modifying the motifs and colors. There will also be an online mode where you can show off your outfits, your creations, and the photos you've taken with the camera mode. This looks like it will be a very relaxing game. It also seems a lot more polished and fleshed out than most fashion games, along with a lot of options for men too, which is great, and I can't wait to play it. Now let's jump to November 9th. That's gonna be a pretty big day with 3 games releasing at once. One of them is Cuisineer, a roguelite in which you fight monsters and collect ingredients in dungeons. Then you go back to the village in order to run a restaurant. I love the art style, especially the food, and I got to play the demo a few months ago and really enjoyed my time with this game, even if the combat didn't work because of a bug I was experiencing, so I couldn't test that part of the game. But other than that, it's been a lot of fun. You'll get to customize your restaurant, cook dishes and serve them, and it's a pretty frantic and chaotic game. I don't know if it's gonna fall under the cozy umbrella for everyone, but for me it does because I love running shops and restaurants in video games. I feel like it would be so fun to play this on the Switch, but unfortunately Cuisineer will only be releasing for PC, at least for now. That's the only platform that has been announced. Another game that's coming out on November 9th is Spells and Secrets for Steam, Switch, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PlayStation 5. There is a demo currently available on Steam. I played it earlier today and I'm really liking what this game has to offer so far. You first create your character and there's a pretty good amount of options from body shapes to facial features. You can even change things like the posture of your character and things like that. And then you arrive at the Wizard Academy of Griffenstein as a first-year student, but the academy is under attack. Just like Cuisineer, this game plays like a roguelite, so you'll spend some time at school learning spells or playing minigames like chess or curling. And there's a 2-player co-op mode, so that's probably more fun with a friend. But once you're done with all of these activities, you'll go into the castle, solve secrets, use your spells to fight monsters, and one thing I like is how there's always more than one way to do things. For example, you could defeat an enemy by simply casting your basic attack spell, but you could also use levitation and telekinesis to drop them into a fire, or throw a basketball at them to knock them out. We'll have a very tough choice to make on November 9th, so if you want to get ahead and play a bit early, I would recommend you try out the demo for Spells and Secret, already available to try on Steam. The last game releasing on November 9th is Ikonei Island, or is it Ikonei Island? I'm still not sure how to pronounce this game, but it will be releasing for Steam, Xbox One, Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, and there will be a Switch version, but that one will come at a later date that has yet to be announced. This game has been in early access on Steam for a little while now, and you take control of 4 characters who are stranded on an island, and you'll be building your base, decorating, crafting, farming, as well as saving the wildlife that has been captured by pirates. You will then use the help of these animals you saved to unlock new areas of the island, and it's a pretty fun gameplay loop. Last time I played, I would say the only thing that bothered me with Ikonei Island was that the controls were a bit clunky. Sometimes it was also a bit tricky to figure out the next thing to do or how certain things worked, but I'm really curious to see if the full release will fix any of these issues. One amazing feature of this game is that it has a co-op mode, and not only that, but at least with the Steam version, if one of your friends has the game, you can download the free Friends Pass version of the game on Steam, and you will be able to play together without having to pay anything. I feel like more games should do this, as it can sometimes be hard to get a whole group of friends to buy a game, and I have not tried the multiplayer yet, but I will certainly have to do that next month. One of the most highly anticipated games of this year, Coral Island, will be releasing on November 14th. This one has been in early access since October of last year, but it will see a full release next month for Steam, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PlayStation 5, and there should be a Switch version coming in 2024. If you've been playing the early access, you will have to start a new save file, but the good news is you will be able to carry over your gold, giving you a bit of a head start. They're also planning content updates throughout 2024 with features such as children growing up, multiplayer, more interactions with the merfolk, ocean farming, savanna, visiting other islands, and more. They're really planning to add a lot, and there's definitely already a lot of content in this game, but I wonder why this is the full release if there are still so many important features that are not in the game yet. But either way, I'm really excited to get back into Coral Island next month, as the game evolved so much since the last time that I played it. One day later, on November 15th, something I was not expecting, a DLC for Lake. I never got to really talk about this game in my videos, but I played it and it was such a fun and unique experience. You play as Meredith, who goes back to her hometown for 2 weeks to take the place of her dad, who was the mail carrier. You drive around in your truck, listen to the radio, deliver the mail. It's very relaxing. And you also get to meet the people living there, reconnect with old friends, maybe fall in love, and all the characters just feel so real. I truly got immersed into the story, I love the characters, I definitely recommend checking out the game if you haven't, but the DLC titled Season's Greetings will let you play as Meredith's father during the holidays. So you will be driving under the snow, getting to know the characters from a different perspective, and I was really surprised when this DLC got announced, but so excited that we're getting more of this game. And lastly, this is not really a new release, but I still wanted to cover it. On November 24th, Palia will be releasing on Epic Games. Right now, if you want to play Palia, you can do so by downloading their free standalone launcher, but now you'll also be able to get the game for free on the Epic Game Store. Honestly, I don't think it makes much of a difference for anyone. I don't know if there's any good use cases or reason for using Epic Games over the current launcher, but the option is there, so it can't be a bad thing. Also, they are still planning a Switch version for the holidays, so that should be coming out not too late after. Palia will support crossplay and cross-progression, so no matter whether you play using their own launcher, the Epic Games one, or the Switch version, you will get to keep your character and play with all of your friends. So that's it for the cozy games releasing in November. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I forgot one or two, because there's just so much, so if I did forget anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. It's not gonna be as crazy as September, but still a lot of great releases. I hope they don't delay my time at Sandrock again. I'm very excited to get back into Coral Island, and I think I'll have a great time with Fashion Dreamer 2 and all of the other games. I'm just so excited. So let me know, guys, what game are you looking forward to the most for next month? Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.